Welcome everyone to another session on current affairs by Civils 360 IS Academy. In this session, we will be discussing about the Fiscal Health Index, which has just been released by NITI Aayog. Okay, so to talk about the Fiscal Health Index, this is actually the second edition of the report that is being published by NITI Aayog. So that's the first important thing you have to remember. Okay, so the first edition was released in 2025. Okay, in Jan 2025, NITI Aayog released the first Fiscal Health Index, and it covered 18 major states of India. Okay, 18 major states. It did not include 10 northeastern and Himalayan states. Okay, remember, it did not include the 10 northeastern, Himalaya and Himalayan states. Okay, it does not include any union territories because obviously it is the central government that is actually administering union territories, all the finances and all. So UTs are not actually included. Okay, so another key fact you have to remember is that about 1/3 of the total government debt, that is combined with center and state, the general government debt, 1/3 of that debt is now coming from the states. Okay, so the rationale for this report is that to check on the finances of the states, to ensure fiscal health of the states, ensure that they are sustainable. Okay, they are not what you can say, there is no race to the bottom among the states, to compare the best practices, to help the states improve their fiscal health. Okay, that is the reason for the report. So this year's 2026 is the second annual edition. Okay, it is published annually. It is the second edition of the report. It includes not just the 18 major states, but it also includes 10 northeastern and Himalayan states. Okay, so it covers almost the entire country. Okay, now for the 18 major states, the Fiscal Health Index actually categorizes them into 4 categories. Okay, you have aspiring, okay, then you have performers, okay, then you have front runners, and the best category, which is what we call as achievers. Okay, so remember, there are 4 categories under the Fiscal Health Index: aspiring, performer, front runner and achievers. Okay, 4 categories for 18 major states. For the northeastern and Himalayan states, you have only 3 categories, which includes aspiring, performer and achiever. There is no front runner category for the northeastern and Himalayan states. Keep that fact also in mind. Now, if you look at the top performers among the major states, the best performer is actually Odisha. Okay, Odisha is the best performer, second is Goa, and third is actually Jharkhand. Okay, so remember the top 3 states who are the best performers. So they are all achiever category. Okay, achiever category. So I will just mention the index value as well. So for each category, if your index score is less than 25, you are actually an aspiring state. Okay, now to calculate the Fiscal Health Index, the data from the Comptroller and Auditor General is used, and 5 pillars are usually used. The quality of expenditure. Okay, quality of expenditure refers to how much capital expenditure dominates over the revenue expenditure. Okay, since capital expenditure is more productive, it pays off itself, right? So it is more productive, and how much of the expenditure is more capital, better is the fiscal health. Okay, then revenue mobilization. Okay, that is, if the state is able to mobilize resources on its own. Okay, like for example, if you look at the total revenue, if its own tax revenue has a higher percentage, it will have a better fiscal health, right? Because it can generate a large portion of its revenue by itself from its own territory, right? From its own taxes. Okay, then you have fiscal prudence. Okay, fiscal prudence refers to the fiscal deficit, okay, amount of fiscal deficit and all. Then you have debt index and debt sustainability. Okay, it refers to the amount of cumulative public debt. Okay, debt index also converts it in index. But anyway, know that these are the 5 indicators. there are 5 pillars for calculating the fiscal health index of a particular state. Okay, and if your index score is less than 25, you are actually a aspiring. You are only an aspiring state. If it is between 25 to 40, you are actually a performer. And if it is between 40 and 50, okay, 40 and 50, you are actually a front runner. And later than 50 score, you will become an achiever. Okay, you will become an achiever. So this is the usually how the index score and the ranks are actually correlated. Now, if you look at the worst performing major states, the top performers include Odisha, Goa, and Jharkhand. The aspiring performers and the aspiring states. Okay, so these are achievers. The aspiring category states which are at the lower states actually includes Kerala, West Bengal, and Punjab. Okay, now if you look at Northeastern Himalayan state, the best performer is actually Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, Arunachal Pradesh. So Arunachal Pradesh is a top performer, along with Tripura is also a good performer. Okay. Okay, and worst performers include Uttarakhand is also a achiever state. Among the Northeastern Himalayan state, remember Arunachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, and Tripura. And bad performers or weak performers include Himachal Pradesh, then Manipur, Nagaland, other states like that. Okay. So remember, whenever you study about the fiscal health index, who publishes it, how often it is being published, which is the edition that was just published, what are the major results from that report, the recent report, who are the top performers, how many categories are there, okay, what are the mandates or what are the criteria for evaluating the states. Okay, remember those categories as well. Okay, so that's all about the fiscal health index. It's a very important part of public policy also. Like it is the basis for policy evaluation, right? So basically you are using data, evidence, and this is used to help the states take the proper public policy. Okay, so it actually helps in evidence-based decision making as well. Okay, so that's all in this session. Thank you.